see Yoru.
See if you pick. Oh, shut the front door. Well, never mind. Our entire segment's through out of here. I mean,
No way.
Gonna be on an island most of the time? Like, that's something we're gonna have to find out, right? Like, how.
What?
Sentinels 100 Thieves decided to play a 1% pick rate agent, Yoru. At the highest level, Yoru is seen as a joke of an agent, since his arsenal of abilities are not better than any other agent with the same abilities. Sentinels 100 Thieves showed us how strong Yoru actually can be if played correctly, and why he might be an S tier agent, and in this video we will break down how the best in the world plays Yoru. Bind is one of the more interesting maps on Valorant. You have a lot of dynamics you can play around, and if played correctly can win you the game. The first is the teleport. This makes fakes, rotations and just map control easier, since these teleport takes you from A to B much faster, but the key for them are that ability goes through them. The other is that there is no mid, like all other Valorant maps have, and this doesn't give Bind a main spot to cover for any of the sites and makes the map super unpredictable. Agent comps are quite different, with 100 Thieves going for Yoru and Chamber as aggressor for the match, since both have fast ways to get out of tricky positions, as well as then using Harbor, Sky and Brim, quite normal on Bind these days. While Sentinels are going for a very similar comp with Yoru, Sky and Brim, but they opted for Raze as the main aggressor compared to 100 Thieves. Raze is a much better agent for entering but not taking one-on-one fights, and have gone for Viper and not Harbor, since Viper have a strong kit for both sides and sites, and the map is made for her role. 100 Thieves are going for a 4-1 setup with 4 players A and 1 player on B. Since there is no mid on Bind, everyone have decided that this part of the map is the most important to take early for map control and space, and that's the goal of 100 Thieves, and they smoke off this and pushes down. Sentinels have gone for a 1-3-1 setup, with Sky taking long, 3 players here, 2 that holds for the push and 1 that holds hookah for aggression, and then Teets on Yoru are taking bathrooms. And here you see how good Yoru can be, and Teets uses the clone to bait out shots before peeking. It's like having a 6 teammate that can bait for you, and the enemy have to guess who to shoot. It's a great way Teets takes bathrooms. 100 Thieves pushes through and catches Teets from behind, but look, Asuna first shoots the Yoru bot and can't even see Teets. This alert Teets to jump away and he teleports to safety, and have picked up the ult orb. Amazing. Harbor uses this wall to block off sight, and this is a little bit too early, but since Sentinel know about the push, this makes sense, and Asuna goes from bathroom to B site within 1 second due to the fact he got the Yoru teleport. Then the execute happens, and here Sentinel starts it with the Sky dog to clear long, and then it looked like they got some PC issues. Just look at Second's face. So Sky have to flash and go out first. Here the trades are 1 for 2 in the favor of Sentinels, and it's a 4v3. 100 Thieves have to do something and goes for the fights. Only problem is that there are 2 split up, and here Sentinel wins the fights and takes the pistol.
Yeah. Player advantage to play slowly, and I mean, it's still a huge player advantage. It's a weird situation. Looking like it. Kill found for bang, reposition, shut down. 1 left standing is Derek. TP is noted, and that's going to be the pivot. With the spike running away, it looks like at this point, yeah, Teets is DC. What will that mean for the round? Not too sure, because Sentinel won it anyway.
100 Thieves can finally have a full buy, and I went for all players buying rifles with 60% on half armor. But Sentinels have full bot and they've won the last 2 rounds, but 1 player on the Bulldog. But look at the money. This is an important round for both teams. 100 Thieves almost won the last round and killed all 5 Sentinel players, so they have ruined Sentinel's economy, while 100 Thieves have to win this if they want to be able to buy next round. The setup from 100 Thieves is to have 3 players towards B, with 2 in hookah and 1 long, then to have 2 players on A, a very normal setup. But here they do an interesting play, by using the Harbor wall to not allow Sentinels any information from hookah, then Sky flashes to stop the attackers from pushing, and then Yoru jumping into the teleport, because that opened when Sky flashed through the portal. Will this work? Well, Sentinels are going for a 3-1-1 setup, with Brim peeking hookah, Sky and Raze peeking B long, Viper holding for a short push, and Teets is back again in toilet. On long, Raze and Sky are trying to force Derek out of the long position, and I love how he just keeps shooting everything they throw at him, the Raze boombot, the Sky dog. But on the other side of the map we can see the strengths of Yoru. Teets uses the Yoru clone as a bait, and this works perfect. He waits for the Brim smoke to fade, and then sends the clone first and clears right behind him. He have better spacing to the clone than most players at a high level have to their own teammates. And see what this does, and he kills both toilet players. Since the first toilet player have to guess who to shoot, while the second toilet player have to do a 1v1 against one of the best aimers and 1v1 clutchers in the scene, Teets. But 100 Thieves reply to this, and Asuna's play works perfect, and he opens the door to kill Brim, and then uses a flash and teleport to get out fast and safe. And this shows you the strength of the teleport on this map. Sentinels are going for A, and here uses the Viper wall to allow them to take A short, and then Tenz, after picking up kill and an ult orb, ults to clear out back site for his teammate. His goal is to make sure it's safe for his teammate to take site. Tenz spots 2 players and look how good it's played. Heaven player dies and Tenz is in the perfect position to kill the player from spawn. But due to Sentinels planting, him dying is useless, so he teleports away to play the hold and Sentinel takes the round.
Grabs a bit of info there on Asuna too. They're going to realize that the plant is capable. Looks like he wants to try and go for it, just pinging it out. Wow. Just spamming onto the positions wherever he...
Yeah.
Using the pings.
I mean, I like that, but I also think Stella needs to be aware that that kind of play can happen.
To Cryo now on the flank, but as the Seeker latches onto him, Tenz is feeling it.
In round 8 we are seeing both teams aggress towards A, with 100 Thieves sending Yoru and Chamber to Cubby, where the goal is for Chamber with the AWP to kill the first guy swinging, and then Yoru to trade, kinda baiting Chamber, while the rest of 100 Thieves are playing 1 in toilet and 2 players on long, since if A is pushed, they can use the portal to get to site, but for 100 Thieves to do that they need toilet control and that's why they have a toilet player. Sentinels are going for 4 players A short and Yoru in toilet. The reason Sentinels want to go fast this round is the ults, since they can use the Yoru ult to spot out the enemies and clear sight, and then use the Viper ult to hold off 100 Thieves retake. Sky ducks the corner and stuns Chamber and he have to fall back, and Tenz ults towards sight, but look how he plays this. He goes into the smoke after checking sight, sends out a clone and then jumps out of the smoke with a shorty, but he can't find anyone and have to teleport back. What a crazy way to play. And Sentinels have gotten sight. 100 Thieves does the same for the retake, using the Yoru ult to spot out where Viper is in the ult, and the rest of Sentinels, and you can just see by the pings of Asuna what it's trying to do. But Tenz and Pakada goes huge and find 2 kills each, and 100 Thieves can't win the round. This one showed you how good Yoru's ability can be when done correct.
Too short, Asuna moving around here. Inside the ult, getting body blocked, trying to pick out these players as well. Dimensional drift, what is going on? What is occurring? Stella, he's sticking him out. Hammer the diffuser kills, not letting Pakada has 2. It's up to Stella, but he's low. Players drop down, has to react in time. No easy angle, no clean shot, half on it once more, a tap to try and bait the shot, 6 bullets, expand it, does it once more.
Sentinels have 3 ults ready with Yoru, again, Raze and Brim. 3 ults that works perfect together, since you can use the Yoru ult to tell both Brim and Raze where to use their ults. Sentinel's setup for this round is a B heavy setup with 3 players going hookah and 2 players going B along. 100 Thieves setup is a more default with Brim in spawn just rotating to where he is needed. 2 players on A and 2 players on long. 100 Thieves have 2 ults ready with Yoru and Harbor. Perfect ult for retaking, since Harbor can make the retake easier and Yoru can just scout for enemies. But since 100 Thieves did not have any players in hookah, Tenz can ult and run behind the players on long. And here, he is back with the shorty. And Sentinel times this perfectly by forcing 100 Thieves long players to focus long. Tenz can run behind them, drop a clone and kill Sky. And Asuna have to teleport away. And look, B is completely empty after Raze kills Brim with her ult. That's how much a shorty and an aggressive player on Yoru can do. Insane to see. 100 Thieves go for the Harbor ult and Yoru ult to try and win back some control and it's the last round. But Sentinels are too prepared. And Brim ults hookah to kill Stellar, and now it's easy to isolate Asuna and Cryo. And Sentinel takes a commanding lead 10-2.
To the bell of 100 Thieves here, Sentinels would love a 10-2, and well, it's just carnage on display. Oh, it's rattled off. Tenz behind him with a shorty. And another on display.
Another attacking first kill.
Asuna's time to shine. Yoru laid down with the Reckoning as well. What's he looking for? Some form of repositioning. Notifies his team. All grouped up onto the site. How do they want to try and play this? Flash. No follow-up, no push forwards, over the strike. Stella is running for his life, but no. Once more, brought down, cooked to a crisp, left up to Asuna, fully blinded. Oh my god, man!
In this game we saw the strengths of Yoru on both attack and defender side, with how he was played. If you look at his arsenal of abilities, they do not stand much out. KO, Sky, and in some comps even Reyna have better flashes than Yoru. But when we look at his teleport, he is the best after Chamber got nerfed, being able to go from A to B in 0.5 seconds. As well as if the clone is used correct, it can have massive impact and it's in its own league. And that's why both teams decided to play a separate flasher in Sky and then Yoru, because they knew his flashes aren't the best, but the rest of his abilities are
God tier.
Sorry, being into watches lately. Have a nice day.